All right, what I want to look at finally here is just the second exercise set from 3.6. Now, just note, of course, there are lots of good exercises here in the first exercise set from 3.6, and you want to do all of those. Certainly be working through those with Applia, and also very easy to do the starred ones, right, and check your answers in the back of the text. Remember that there is more than one correct answer in many cases. Having said that, though, let's go ahead and I'll let you do those on your own. But we're going to look at the second set of exercises, and we'll skip the starred exercises since you can so easily access the answers to those in the back of your book. So we'll look at number 2 here first, which says that all cars identical to BMWs are the only cars that young lawyers drive, right? And so we are told in the instructions that this translation has at least one mistake that is typically made when students do these kinds of translations. And so we're simply going to try and see, can we identify those mistakes or that mistake? And so right away, we see the phrase identical to. Now, of course, sometimes the identical to phrase is necessary. However, we have to ask ourselves, how many BMWs are there? Well, there's more than one, so the identical to there is not necessary at all. And I want to go further than that and say it should not be there. Also, we can notice that it has the only right there in the middle of the sentence. And so the only is one of those key words to be eliminated. And so we should have, this problem actually, this statement hasn't been translated at all. It should have been translated out of there in its final product. So just to be clear, the only time you would use identical to with regard to a BMW is when you're referring to one that's unique. So for example, if you said that you're talking about imagining James Bond only has one BMW, right? You might say something like, all cars identical to James Bond's BMW are things with machine guns or whatever the case might be, for example. All right, so let's look at number 3. All vertebrates except cartilaginous fishes are animals with a bony skeleton. Well, reading it carefully here, and hopefully once you do enough of these important or key words jump out at you, we see it says all except right away. So again, it's like this person didn't even get started on doing this translation. Yes, it does start with the word all, but in fact this is an all except kind of sentence, so it needs to be worked on still quite extensively. Going to number 5, so number 3, that was the only problem there. Number 5, I'm going to skip the starred ones, right? Number 5 says all substances like cobalt are things that are substances identical to ferromagnetic metals. Okay, lots of problems here. First of all, substances like cobalt, I have to assure you, even in the state of California, saying like here does not fly. By the way, that's just a little joke about California where supposedly they say like a lot. I'm originally from California, so I feel like I can make that joke. Nonetheless, you're probably not laughing, but it shouldn't say substances like cobalt. It should say substances identical to cobalt. And what about them? They're things that are substances that are things that are whatever. It's got all this words in it. We don't need those words. And it says identical to ferromagnetic metals. Well, apparently there's more than one ferromagnetic metal, so we don't need identical to. And in fact, we could just fix this one right up. We would simply say all substances identical to cobalt are ferromagnetic metals. Just finish it off. Number 6. More people identical to nuclear pacifists are people who believe a just war is possible. What? Identical to here, do we need it? Nuclear pacifist party. So there's more than one. There's more than one. Or maybe a just war is possible, and in fact, that would be